The future in great health. Every day. Every day, responsible self. We're the fighters. We're fighting for our health. The future in great health. Today, every day, responsible self. We're the fighters. We're fighting for our health. The future in great health. Today,
Well,
every
great
day.
morning and welcome to My Health, My Mississippi, where we are fighting for our health because our health is worth fighting for. We're providing you with great, healthy, helpful information that you can grab on the run right here, WMPR 90.1. This is where we're focused on better health, mind, body, and medicine. I'm your host, Charles, and you are listening to the number one show on the radio and on the number one station in the nation that's providing you with healthy, helpful information. So we're so thankful, we're so grateful that you are with us and you are a part of the fighters because you keep fighting and you are fighting for your health. Listen, fighters stand for future in great health today, every day, responsible self. And that's what we are doing. I am so excited today to have Nisi in the house. That is the plant-based boss.
Hey, always glad to be in the house.
We are so delighted again. Welcome.
Yes.
Let people know a little bit about you, who you are, for those who don't know.
I am the plant-based boss, Regina L. Lacking of Doing Life Well Integrative Health and Consulting. I provide coaching services as well as training and wellness training and corporate wellness opportunities. Because here is what I recognize: we don't have an information problem; we have an implementation problem. So I help you close the gap between information and implementation in the work that I do. We're Doing Life Well Integrative Health and Consulting.
Man, and I tell you what, it's so needed, and that's why we're here. I'm so grateful for, WMPR being a staple right here in the city that's going all over Mississippi, where people can tune in and listen to shows like this and learn and hear people like yourself who are out there fighting for not just for you, because you're good.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going back.
Yeah,
But
no.
you're just trying to help other people.
Yeah, ain't no going back.
And you go, once you experience this good.
Ain't no going back. Oh my God. If I go back, that's like, the Bible talks about looking in the mirror and going back and eating a dog eating his mom. It would be just that detrimental to go back. There is no way that I would go back to eating animal products.
A lot of people are at this point where, they just need to take one step, because what they're doing right now, Nisi, is they're eating a lot of medicine, and they haven't made food their medicine. And one of the things that I like to do, and that is to encourage people, because My Health, My Mississippi, our mission is to empower people to view food as medicine and eat more of a plant-based diet for a healthier lifestyle. But the key is, I want that change in the mind to look at food as a medicine. Okay? But there are a lot of people who are taking so much medicine, and they just have normalized it.
Yeah, I refuse.
Yes.
I refuse. Look, y'all. When my doctor, shout out to Dr. Kimberly Smash, but when she told me I was borderline, okay, that was enough.
Yes.
Borderline was enough. I didn't want to cross the line.
Right.
I refused to cross the line. So she gave me 3 months, not 6 months, not a year. Like, we're just going to work your way into it. I refuse to take medication. I know the destruction.
You know the destruction.
I know the destruction firsthand. I know the destruction.
And you've seen it in the family.
Oh, yeah. Yes. when you talk about a level of destruction,
Yeah. Wow.
medications, if you're on medications, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a medical provider. See your doctor.
Right.
But medications destroy your organs.
Mhm.
My grandmother was on dialysis until she checked out.
Yeah.
She was on medications. If the medications worked, she would not have been on dialysis.
Right.
So the medication that does work is nutrition.
Mm-hmm.
When Dr. Smash told me that I was borderline, I made some nutritional changes.
Right.
I changed what I was putting in my body so my body could start to heal herself.
There you go.
I started eating meals that heal. There is food that can heal everything that we have going
That's
on.
it.
That is my belief, because I have been listening to research for the last several, and we'll talk about that later, for the last several weeks.
Mm-hmm.
There is no condition that food cannot address.
That's right.
And when I think about not only my grandmother, seeing the destruction in and it's unintentional destruction, but yet destruction.
Yeah.
Let me just clarify that. I don't think people wake up and say, I want to eat to die.
Right.
But essentially, that is what we are doing. We are, when we talk about the SAD, they call it the standard American diet. But I'm going to submit to you, slowly awaiting death.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the standard American diet will do for you. You are slowly awaiting death, because the food that's encouraged is not the food that promotes optimal health. And when I think about all the preventable ways, if I would have had the knowledge then that I have now, and the courage, and the supportive community, because that makes a big difference.
Huge difference.
My voice, I would have used my voice a whole lot more instead of cackling and cutting up in the family. Been able to be a voice of information and education, and let's go in here and try this. Because my dad was a wonderful cook.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, I will pull up over there, them turkey legs about this big. However, everything that he put in those grains, everything that he put in those beans.
Right.
And so when we think about it from a family perspective, it absolutely, my father died of a massive heart attack. Grandmother was on dialysis, kidney failure. Grandfather died of a massive heart attack. And so I have had, since the last time I was here, an uncle that's had 3 strokes.
Wow.
Okay?
Wow.
A cousin that has had a stroke. And so, and I was here last month.
Yeah.
Mind you, it wasn't 2 months ago, it wasn't 3 months ago. And so we don't have an information problem, it is an implementation problem. And when I look at not just myself and me being in better health, on my way to optimal health, because every day I'm still making decisions. When I look at my health, it's no longer about me. It's about the village. It's about my community. It's no longer about even just my family.
Right.
Because when I read all this research and I listen to all this research or data, there's people, human beings, who are experiencing, overcoming these long-term chronic health conditions through lifestyle.
So the reason that we titled this particular show From Witnessing Illness to Teaching Wellness, simply because you watched, you've been on the borderline yourself, and you've gotten total control of your health. So that kind of inspired you for your journey. And you recently celebrated 50th birthday.
And she did. And she did. I would be a millionaire if I was collecting, as they call it, coins for everybody that told me, you don't look 50. You don't look 50. And I'm like, I actually do look 50.
It's your 50.
It's my 50. You do not have to look run down, ran hard, and hung up wet when you turn 50. You do not have to look like you've lived a hard life. I feel so much better now at the prime age of 50 than I did when I was 30, 35,
10, 20 years ago.
10, 20 years
Wow.
ago. And I'm running half marathons at the age of 50, you know.
Kitty girl.
I can't run from a dog. Well, you know what I'm saying? But when I tell you all, people talk about aging and what happens when you age, I don't submit to that.
Right.
I don't submit to this idea that things go south when you age. I don't submit to having a stubborn belly fat as you age. I don't submit to the fact that I am tired. I don't have any energy because I'm just getting older. I do not submit to that. And I don't submit to that because it's not true.
Mm-hmm.
What has happened, I have learned through my own experiences, depending on what I eat, it certainly determines how you feel.
Absolutely. Food matters.
Food matters.
The power of food can affect your mood.
The power of food definitely affects your mood. Do you hear me?
Absolutely.
All that sugar gonna make you crash and be depressed.
Absolutely.
You can look at research around depression and do the assessment on what people are eating.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of high sugar intake foods.
Yes.
So that's a conversation for another day that we do teach.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I think about just the fact that being 50, I'm not even in my prime, okay?
Yeah.
You know, so the level of, I literally, not figurative, I literally wake up like this with all this energy, 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I know, because you have shows early
in the morning. Early in the morning. Y'all
get
pull
like
up,
sitting
yes,
out
y'all
Friday.
pull up with me on Friday, 6 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. And I have to get up an hour before that to prep for the show,
Mm-hmm.
you know, to make sure everything is in order. And I'm not tired. I'm not on the show. Y'all give me a minute. Let me get my coffee. You know, I don't. No.
Coffee, that's a good one. Coffee determined how people day gonna be. Don't ask me something I hadn't had my
coffee yet. What?
You know, one of the things that I wanted to
Yeah.
I wanted to ask this because a lot of times, you know, it's a blessing to age, to be around. Let me say that. The reason is my mom died at 58, sister died at 52, another died at 54, dad died at 41. All four, you know, a lot of my people have just been sick. So as they age, it's almost like you expect to get sick and die quick. It just comes with the territory. What I've learned is the power of the plate can help a body feel great. I don't care about your age.
Yep.
And so I think we got this thing where we think numbers age us, but I'm here to say food has more to do with aging you than years have to do with aging you.
100%.
You know?
That's
So we got to make sure that we're checking in and figuring out some of the things that we need to start incorporating. And then I'm going to ask you, you know, what step can someone take? But I want to give out 4 food categories that I need you to tune in on, guys.
Yes.
And one of them is fruits. Then get your fruits every day, okay? Don't tell me you had some last week, okay? This is an everyday thing. It rejuvenates the body. It gives you the vitamin C, a lot of them, and because the vitamin C is not stored in the body, so you're gonna need that. So we want to make sure we get that first, and then we want to make sure we get some vegetables. Okay, get those greens into your bloodstream.
Get the greens in your bloodstream.
So there's fruits, there's vegetables. Now this is my routine, so I'm just sharing it with you. Okay. And then get some grain. You want to lose the weight you've gained? Eat you some grains. I'm just telling you. I mean, I have my raw rice, my quinoa. These are the kind of things that are just a part of what I do.
It's a staple.
It's absolutely. And the last one is, now look, get your legumes, which are your beans and your peas. Beans are king and queen of protein. Let me say that again. Beans are kings and queens of protein. Now I know people, and I'm not saying don't eat your meat, that's what you want to do. But here's what I'm saying. That's not where you get your proteins from. The only place you can get your protein from, okay? Again, cows don't eat meat.
Cows don't eat meat.
Why would I eat them to get proteins? Because they don't eat meat to get protein. So I'm just saying that now. But food is what ages you more than the years.
More than the
right?
years, 100%.
Like when I look at you at 50, I'm saying, okay, food has done you well.
Hey, listen, food has done me
Look at
well,
she flexing, y'all. Look at the little muscles.
This is 50. This is kale. This is broccoli.
Come on with the kale and the
this
broccoli.
This is nutritional yeast. This
Yes.
is quinoa, one of my favorites.
Mhm.
And this is a little bit of couscous we got going on here.
That's
a little
it.
tofu. Yes.
That's it.
Black beans and
Mhm.
red beans.
You can be healthy
Yeah.
and thrive
Yes.
with the plant-based meals.
Yeah.
You don't have to have meat to get protein. I just want that out there. We've been taught wrong for so long. It is not all our fault.
That's right.
People have literally sold us based on what they told us.
Mm-hmm.
They told us protein.
Mm-hmm.
They were selling us on their farm that they had, right? That's what it was really all about. It wasn't about us.
Mm-hmm.
It was about them.
Mhm.
But they knew if they could get it on the standard American plate,
Mm-hmm.
lobby in Congress and all of that, and now
Listen.
people would say, well, yeah, got to get meat. Well, who's that helping?
Who
That's
is
the
that
part.
helping?
Absolutely. So this is what we need to realize. When we know better, we need to do better.
We need to do
Because let me just put this fact out here. Here's the fact, guys. How much fiber does meat have?
Zero.
Zero. How much fiber does an egg have?
Zero.
How much fiber does dairy have?
Zero.
These are not trick questions. Don't trust me, test me. Look it up. You
Mhm.
got your phone.
Mhm.
Listen, I got my fighter's note here because
Mhm.
when I have the plant-based balls here, I have to take notes. So, Pete, share with people
Mhm.
what your diet look like on a daily basis and how much fun it is.
Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all this is TMI. However, I had to have a colonoscopy done many years ago before I went plant-based.
Okay.
Many years ago, because I was backed up full of junk and had no idea. Now, if you want your stream to be clean,
Come on
you're
now.
gonna have to get them greens every day. And if you don't get them greens every day, your stream will not be clean.
That's it.
It's like filling something up and not being able to, just junk in your trunk. But let me tell you what my day consists of. In the summertime, I make some switch. It's a little different in the winter and the summer.
Okay.
Now that it's warm, I meal prep my overnight oats.
Okay.
And so in the wintertime, I don't want cold stuff.
Right.
Then I got hot oats.
There you go.
4 ingredients, overnight oats. You meal prep that, say, on a Saturday or Sunday, you got meals for the entire week.
Mm-hmm.
So my mornings start with a slow burning carb, which is my overnight oats. That is going to be your oats, a half a cup of oat milk, and then I put a scoop, because I'm athletic and I do work out, I put a scoop of protein in there. You don't have to do that. And then a teaspoon of almond butter for some additional protein. And so that's it. That is it. And I stick that in the refrigerator. Those oats do the magic overnight.
Mm-hmm.
I am very simple, right? I'm not going to be in the kitchen for hours at a time, like just in there hanging out for me. But I'm excited about food for life.
Yes.
But for my meal, for a typical lunch and a typical dinner for me is going to look like broccoli. Matter of fact, I traveled down yesterday. This is how it works. I traveled down on yesterday. And so before I left home, I prepared my tofu before I left home.
Okay.
You got to have a plan. Yeah, the 5 P's. Proper preparation prevents poor performance.
Yeah.
So I had to have a plan. So I cooked my tofu before I left home. I also cooked my broccoli and cauliflower before I left home. And y'all, I'm so excited. I have non-dairy plant-based macaroni and cheese, homemade.
Come on
Didn't get it
now.
off the shelf. I did not get it off the shelf at the local Walmart. And so I pre-packed, I cooked all of that, and I packaged it. I will be in Jackson till Monday. I have my own food
Come
till
on,
Monday.
baby, now.
I'm not expecting my
see.
mama to cook for me.
Mhm.
So that's
See.
what it looks like.
See, that's what I'm saying. It's okay. And I get this, guys. It is okay to have a plan
Yes.
for your health.
Yes.
It's okay.
Yes.
Look, other people have planned for us when you go to work every day.
They do.
We get up and go to work and we work their plan.
Right.
When you get ready to go on vacation, you do what? You
plan.
Okay. But when it comes to our health, it's like, okay, whatever anybody prepare for us, I'm going to this event, whatever they have, I might
Yeah.
eat. No,
No.
they're not responsible for
They're-
your health. You are. Your liver, your lungs, your kidneys, your heart, your brain are your responsibility. And what you give them is how they're going to treat you.
That is so correct.
So you want to make sure you treat these babies right.
You treat these babies right. And I don't always have tofu. Sometimes I love chickpeas.
Mm-hmm.
I love chickpeas. They're easy, go in the oven. I use them for a snack as well as a meal.
Right.
One of my favorite go-tos though is a tofu smash. Shout out to Dr. Kimberly Smash again, because I named my tofu smash sandwich after her, and it's just a stack of veggies on a sandwich. You know, the sprouts. I use sprouts. I use colored peppers. I use tomatoes. I use cucumbers. My favorite is an avocado. However, you only want the portion size of the avocado because it's loaded in fat, good fat. But if you're trying to lose weight, you don't want to eat a whole avocado. And so I just stack the sandwich, and then I smash it down. So I named it after my doctor who helped get me back on track, the tofu smash.
Okay, shout out to the doc.
Yes. She got me back on track with my cholesterol, and my life has been different ever since. It has truly been different when I got that information.
And you mentioned that a couple of family members had heart attacks and strokes and things like this, and I've had friends who've had those. Now, I want to say this, okay, and because this is my pet peeve. I don't want our people having strokes and heart attack and don't know why and how this is happening.
Come on.
Because if you don't, you're going to have another one and another one and another one, and you're going to die. What caused that? Now, the reason you jumped on that cholesterol, because cholesterol is just an indicator that some things can get clogged up in the bloodstream. And that's where the plaque can clog and the blood can't flow.
Yes.
You heard me say, if the blood don't flow,
the toes gotta go. I need all my
That's it.
toes, okay? If the blood don't flow, the toes gotta go.
Listen, if that blood is blocked and stopped,
Yes.
you don't have a heart attack if
Yes.
it's not. If it's blocked and stopped and can't flow to the brain, you're going to have a stroke.
Yes.
So what keeps the blood flowing? What thickens the blood? What causes the plaque? These are the foods that we're putting in our body. Listen, and I'm going to just say this because I said it on every show.
Okay.
Hypertension is not mandatory.
Not mandatory.
Type 2 diabetes,
Not mandatory.
High cholesterol, what you was dealing with,
Not mandatory.
You prove that,
Yes.
right? It's not mandatory, but it is an indicator that there's a potential heart attack in the works.
In the works.
Okay?
In the works.
So again, if you're on medication, we want you to continue to take your medication, but get with your doctor and decide, you know what? I may need to try and reverse some of this rather than just being treated for it all my life. Because certain things you don't have to be treated for.
You don't have to be treated long term. That is the work that I do. That is the work that I do as a result of the extensive, when I say extensive family history, I mean extensive, and community awareness. And so at this point, how do you help people? You know, the doctors give you a prescription, and I want you to take your prescription that your doctor give you. However, one of the first things the doctor's going to ask you is, what are you eating? And so when people don't know how to make those changes, that's where people like us come into play.
Right.
You know, Uncle Charles provide nutrition education every single week and almost every day in some arena. But long term or longer term outside of a class, then there are other opportunities where you're able to walk with people to help you to look at the why and the how, because it is things that in our daily lifestyle that, like the easy access. Do we do an environmental audit? Have I set myself up to do better?
Right.
Or, because when I say diet, you want to check your diet. I'm not just talking about what's on your plate. I'm talking about your decisions, your influences, your environment, and your thinking. Those are the things that impact that long-term health.
Absolutely. So when you have family members, when I have friends and family members that are dealing with these strokes and heart attacks and things like that, and don't know and don't change anything now. They don't change anything. Now, first of all, when you're in the hospital, the food may not even be conducive to you getting well. Now, let me say that again. It may not be conducive to you getting better, because a lot of times they have you on blood thinner and then you're eating food that's fatty. But when you come home, you're eating food that's fatty, and you're going to end up right back there because you're clogging the blood again. So here's the thing. We gotta watch the fat that we put in our body. Here's how we can prevent these strokes and heart attacks. Okay, we need a high fiber, low fat diet.
High fiber, low fat.
Now, the SAD diet, the Standard American Diet that you mentioned a few minutes ago, is high in fat, right? Low in fiber.
Low in fiber.
And Metamucil is a high salad, because you get no fiber. And fiber is to the body what Drano is to a stopped up sink.
Now,
you got to get that fiber into your body. Now, guys, I don't mind you having a heart attack. Go ahead and have all the heart attacks you want. Go ahead and have all the strokes you want. I just want you to know how it's coming about.
Yeah.
Now you can make some choices.
Yeah.
You can't keep eating fatty food.
Yeah.
Let me give you a good example. You have a sausage and bacon for breakfast with egg. Okay, count the fat in, or just Google the fat in. You have a hamburger with fries for lunch. I need you to Google, however you get your information, the fat content in it, because you're on your way somewhere, and it's not good.
It's not.
And then at night you're gonna have, healthy food, you call it, like baked chicken, full of fat. I don't care how you prepare it, okay? But again, baked better than fried. If you're gonna look at it that way.
That's right.
But then you have your fried meat, chicken and stuff like that. That's a lot of fat. All I'm saying is, know where your fat is coming from, know where your fiber is coming from. Now you can go get it. Now then we said meat has how much fiber?
Meat has 0 fiber.
Okay, so now I need to go get some fiber from somewhere, okay? Because I know what I ate three times a day had no fiber. And that way you feel, well, I feel bloated or I feel sleepy. No wonder, okay? Because what you place into your system is going to affect how you feel.
That's right. Food affects your mood.
Absolutely. And so I just want you to know these heart attacks are preventable. These strokes are preventable. And guys, go ahead and take full responsibility, okay? Your mama and them didn't cause it.
No.
You can say, I caused myself to have a heart attack.
Yeah. And I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this, since you mentioned food, though. June is National Dairy Month. And I want to invite you to say I do for the remainder of the month to dumping dairy. The number one source of saturated fat in the American diet is dairy, particularly cheese. Cheese contributes to clogged up arteries. Clogged up arteries contributes to cardiovascular events, i.e. strokes, i.e. heart attacks. Heart attacks and strokes, cardiac events, are the leading cause of death in the world, not just the United States.
Right, in the world.
In the world, for men and women.
And there's a reason.
So, if you could do one thing, that saturated fat.
Yeah.
The cheeseburger, the 4th of July coming up. Make a plan. This weekend coming up, make a plan. People, I can't live without cheese. So you're telling me, if you could do one thing to shift your own health, you're not willing to do that?
You see, now they're gonna. That's why I think the information is important,
Mhm.
because I always said if we had more food education, we'd be on less medication. So if you know now that cheese has a lot of saturated fat and it contributes to heart attack and stroke, because how does it do that? It clogs the arteries, right? So now, but this is the education that I want. So now you know I'm eating my way to an heart attack.
I'm eating
Okay?
my way to a heart
I'm
attack.
eating my way to a stroke. Now, fine if you do. I just want you to know.
Now you know. You no longer
This
are
is-
not informed.
Yeah, and you can't be uninformed
Yeah.
once you become informed.
Yeah.
You can't unlearn what you've learned.
Yeah.
And I just want to make sure right here on WMPR 90.1, number one station in the nation,
Yes.
that's providing you with healthy food information,
Yes.
that you getting what you need so
Yeah.
you can make the decision that's going to benefit you, or you can continue to make the decision that's going to hurt you. But at least it'll be your decision.
It's your decision. And that's why I want to say that, because, there's a lot of awareness around that. June is National Dairy Month. But what I do know is it contributes to cardiovascular events. And so if you survive the event, people say nothing is worse than death. You might want to counter that thought. And I'm serious, because, going to rehab and then not having the quality of life that you had prior to that incident, you're not guaranteed that you'll be able to walk, talk again, or have any kind of mobility again. You become what you perceive as a burden on your family and your loved ones. And then that becomes a tough decision in and of itself. Like, this is a hard life to live because I've had this cardiac event and now my family has to take care of me. That is so hard. And people go into states of depression, and the rate of, elderly suicides are at a higher rate because the quality of life has declined. I'm just walking you through the whole picture, what it could look like.
Yeah.
We want to educate you so that you can make informed decisions. If you choose to say, what, I'm just still gonna eat this cheese, I'm just still gonna have this heart attack. There is not I make hospital visits like a chaplain. I visit people in the hospital like a chaplain, right? And it just burdens my heart when I see people who have, like I said, have had heart attacks and strokes, and having another heart attack within 2 months, having another stroke within 2 months because the lifestyle did not change.
Right.
And that's the hardest thing to see when people are making choices not to make the change.
And that agrees my spirit. It's like, do they really know what caused that? Because we have so much control. That's why, again, we're the fighters, and I'm telling you guys, you're fighting every day for your health.
Yes.
If you're not willing to fight, don't expect nobody else to be willing to fight for you. Okay, it's just not going to happen that way. You can't expect the nurse, you can't expect the doctor. That's why fighters stand for future in great health today, every day. What?
Responsible self.
That's that key right there. We're
Responsible
responsible. Listen, let me just say this. I'm healthy. You know who's responsible?
You are.
And I would take that same attitude if I wasn't healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, I was telling Mr. Jones this morning, the guy that my mentor here,
great guy.
Yeah, I had to I got my 5 miles in this morning. And I was
What'd you do?
I stayed in the cold plunge a little longer, so I didn't make it here as early as I did. But man, I was sweating this morning. But listen, I'm fighting. If I'm moving today, so I'll be able to move tomorrow. I don't want nobody pushing me around in no wheelchair. I have plans. I have goals. I have purpose. I got lives to help people change.
Yeah. I'm getting mad at you when I leave. My clothes in the car. My clothes in the car.
I'm telling you,
Yes.
I don't have time. Look, and if you don't want to, do it, fine.
Yeah.
But my routine is I gotta go. I gotta make something happen.
Uh-huh.
It ain't just gonna happen.
It ain't just gonna happen.
I know my bishop, Reverend Crude, always say that things just don't happen.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody has to make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I would just take it a little further.
Okay.
Heart attacks just don't happen.
They don't.
Somebody have to make it.
There's a contributor.
There's a contributor. To
There's
the
a contributor.
stroke, right? And there are certain food. Now, we're talking science here.
We're talking science. Yes.
You know, there's science who say that dairy contribute to cancer.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now that's science saying
Yes.
that. Now you don't have to believe the plant-based balls.
You don't.
Or fighter. You can go look it up yourself.
Mhm.
Okay. And alcohol has contributed to breast cancer. Okay. These are facts.
These are facts.
And so you can continue to do these things, and there's gonna be some cause and effect.
Yeah.
That's just life, isn't
Yeah.
it?
It is. It is. And when we worked together last year for breast cancer awareness,
Yes.
those 4 things that contribute to breast cancer is like stop smoking,
Mm-hmm.
eat healthy,
Mhm.
you know, get your fresh fruits and vegetables in. If you're drinking, stop drinking. Like
Exercise.
I gotta have a wine, I gotta have this, and move your body.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So the conditions that are preventable, I will say this, I will take it a step further. If you have some type of condition that is deemed as a lifestyle condition that is preventable, if it's preventable, then it's reversible.
Yes, it is.
So if it's reversible, my question to you is, are you willing to recover the recoverable? And your health is recoverable.
Absolutely. I love that. Well, you're listening to WMPR 90.1 right here with Regina, the plant-based boss.
Yes.
And the fighters. We're going to take a break and come back on the other side. But look, guys, get your journal, okay? Take some notes. Get your fighter's journal. Get your fighter's cup. Come on, here's your fighter's cup. Let's take some fighters. Come on, we gotta fight for our health. Yeah, that's a good picture right there. But anyway, all right, Marcus, let's take a break real quick. We're gonna come back on the other side. Come on, we are the fighters.
We are the fighters. Future in great health. The future in great health. Today, every day, responsible self. We're the fighters. We're fighting for our health. The future in great health. Today, every day, responsible self. We're the fighters. We're fighting for our health. The future in great health.
Well, all right, we're right back here on WMPR 90.1. You're listening to My Help, My Mississippi, the #1 show on the radio.
That's it.
And we are providing you with some healthy, helpful information to the #1 station in the nation. Listen, so this part of the show is called Who Am I? But I want to tell you where I'm going to be this weekend first, and then we're going to go into the Who Am I. This Saturday, starting at 9 o'clock, this will be my 3rd year there. I will be at Spring Hill Christian Center Community Health Fair. Man, we're changing lives, guys. So you want to be there. That is at let's see, that from 9 to 1 p.m., 1518 Spring Hill Road, Raymond, Mississippi. So we're going to be there. I will be at the Salvation Army speaking with children tomorrow. I'm gonna do them some cheese so they can have some nacho and cheese.
Oh.
Plant-based, yes. So I'm going to make sure
wow.
that they understand that because I know how that's going to taste. And I want to just give a shout out to Minister Shannon Eastern for a well put together program, Women of Royalty and Destiny. presented a great program. I had one of their members giving her testimony last week, Miss Barbara Ball. Man, what a testimony. Guys, I love to see people fighting for their health. It excites me. You know why? Because nobody was there for my mom. Nobody was there fighting for her. Because when you don't know, you don't know. And I tell people all the time, when I was young in the kitchen, I was cooking with my mom. And when she was sick and dying, I was cooking for my mom. Some of the wrong things. Now I'm cooking because of my mom. Because I don't want people dying quickly or living sickly if they don't have to, if food matters. And listen, food do matter. For an example, this particular food that we're going to talk about this morning, who am I? Y'all, you got to get some of this one now. I am mostly water, but I'm not a drink. Hey. Okay. I'm going to skip that second because you'll guess it. Inside, I am usually bright red or pink. I'm a favorite treat at, just gonna give it away, summer picnic, right? Many people, well, I ain't gonna say that. I am sweet, juicy, and refreshing. Who am I? I grow on a vine close to the ground. Want to be healthy and stay around? Eat from the ground. Who am I? Okay. Let's see. Good morning, caller. You on My Help My Mississippi?
This is one of your favorite listeners. It's Watermelon.
Look at you now. It is Watermelon. Get it, girl. I didn't even get the best clues. You jumped on that one, didn't you?
I'm enjoying this show. You all continue to have a blessed day.
Thank you so much. Watermelon, it is. Okay, guys, let me give you the health benefits of watermelon. Okay, I just want you to get this. What it does, it hydrates the body. It gives you vitamin C. You want to stay hydrated. Why? Because of the heat, right? That will
almost 100 degrees.
Almost 100 degrees.
It's gonna feel like 100.
Yes. So you really want to make sure you're consuming, water. But watermelon is just great to have. And it's gonna hydrate you because it's like 90% water.
90% water. So not just oranges get your vitamin C. You didn't even know. People didn't even think about watermelon for vitamins.
Yes, absolutely. So guys, again, thank you for participating in that. We always want to bring something that you can grab on the run right here on WMPR 90.1. That's it right there. So back to the plant-based balls. We have done so much to help people because you've taken control of your own life. Here's the interesting thing. When you're on the airplane, they tell you if someone has put your own mask on first, and then help other people. Well, you already masked up. You got your health together. You're flexing at 50, running half marathon, jumping off buildings, jumping over mountains. Now, why is it that you're so inspired to be a Food for Life instructor and to help people?
Wow. That's very personal. Because I know that we don't have to slowly await death, standard American diet. I know that we don't have to do that. And oftentimes what I have found people, when I talk about what I've done in my life, and not just talk about it when I live this life, it's just evident, and it's so important to me because I know that though I'm not a doctor, I can help you save your life. And it is my goal, it is my desire, it is my divine assignment, because this is what I say. I didn't just lose the weight. I lost 29 pounds, and I've been able to keep that off through a whole food plant-based diet. and not go cross the line from borderline to crossing the line of high cholesterol. And so for me, it's knowing that when you have somebody to walk with you, that you really can save your own life with support, because support really does matter. Then we can not only reduce those health markers, but people can regain their energy. They can regain clarity in their thought process. I have much better mental health. I have a much better capacity to do the things that I've been called to do, and to decline the things that look good but are not what God has called me to do. And so it's important to me, because I want people, we be running around here talking about living my blessed life and living my best life, but what does that really look like when you're unwell? And so it is important to me that people understand that as a everyday person, I'm rich in houses and land according to my Father, but my health is my greatest asset that I have. And I want people to understand that their health is their greatest asset, and your diet is your greatest threat or your greatest risk or your greatest asset. And so I truly believe, and I firmly believe, and I know that we can make these small changes over time to be able to save our own lives and to have a better quality of life. I was listening to somebody just yesterday. He was talking about how he wake up in the morning and everything is cruckling and crackling. And he's not even 50. And I was like, oh wow, I don't hear the cruckling and the crackling. And so I just want to encourage people that living a well life is doable. I've not always lived this life. I've not always been able to pull up in the way that I have. I was 30 pounds heavier. I was borderline high cholesterol. But what I do know is when I got the information and the support, because Dr. Smash didn't just say, here you go. She gave me some information to start with.
Yeah.
And then I just continue to do the work. But my thing is, I want to help as many people as possible. One, reverse their chronic medical condition that they're struggling with, because people are literally struggling. And then two, increase and improve the quality of your life, so that people often say, I want to be around for my grandkids. I want you to be around for you.
There it is. Listen, you guys, so you're listening to Regina Lackett, your plant-based boss, and you can always pull up on her at different platforms. Will you share with the people what platforms? I'm going to ask you a couple more questions.
Okay. Yeah, just real quick. I'm on Instagram, Regina L. Lackett, Facebook, Regina L. Lackett, LinkedIn, Regina Lackett. And please do go ahead over to my YouTube channel and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Doing Life Well with Regina. Every Friday, I pull up at 6:00 a.m. Central Standard Time on my social handles for Figured Out Friday in the Coaches Cafe, where you no longer have to figure it out alone.
By yourself. It's always good to have somebody to help figure it out.
That's right.
So, question, because our time is winding down, what message would you share with someone who want to improve their health? But again, we've been taught wrong for so long, and they feel overwhelmed about where to start. Simplify what they can start doing today. If somebody is listening to the Plant-Based Boss now, and they say, well, I want to be like that. When I'm 60, when I'm 50, when I'm 70, I want to be like that. Where can they start? Because it's never too late.
It's never too late. It's never too late. And I'm going to say this. Oftentimes people say, and if you're a note taker, take your notes. But to start, people often say, what is your why, right? They want you to talk about your why. I want to invite you to talk about your why not. Write that down. If I don't, what is the cost of me not making this one decision? And your one thing today, if you're not drinking water, I can't tell you to drink 120 ounces. The one thing I would invite you to do if you're not hydrating is to start with 8 ounces of water today. Tomorrow, increase that to 16. Start writing down your hydration intake. water is clean and supreme for your bloodstream. It helps to prevent your blood from being clogged up. The one thing that you can do is start drinking water. If you have physical capacity and the ability to move, I am going to challenge you today to start moving at your capacity. I said I run half marathons. I'm not inviting you to do that. I'm inviting you to walk for 1 minute today. It's the one. Do the one thing, 1 cup of water, 1 minute, and 1 meal. Change 1 meal today. If you run past your breakfast, let's change 1 meal for your lunch. Before you take away, I'm going to invite you to add to. So I want you to add more vegetables to your plate before you take something out.
Yeah, that's good. You're listening to the Plant-Based Boss, Regina Lacken, right here on WMPR 90.1. Again, great information. They do take some notes. Anytime you hear that she's coming, get your notepad ready. Okay. So now, turning 50 and being healthy, what does that mean to you at this point? Because we have seen
Listen, if I'm telling you, I will be a millionaire for every comment that I get that says you don't look 50. And I am proud to be an excited 50. And I'm on the other side now. Like we on our way to 51. And so let me just say this. There is no shame in my aging because I am choosing to age in health. I am choosing to age aging well in my health. And so I don't have to say that 30 is the new 50. No, this is 50. Like this, y'all know I'm gonna do it. This is 50 on plants. I am not nutrient deficit.
Mhm.
I am not exhausted. I tell you, when I say my energy has like 10x, the clarity has 10x. I'm telling you, I have had offers for things that do not align with my assignment. The money might look good, but if it does not align, if you don't have that clarity, and I gain the clarity just by the life I live, if it does not align with my assignment, then the answer is no.
Mhm.
And so I don't have to chase anything, it's chasing me. Optimal health is chasing me down because I'm walking towards it every day. Right. And so I am this whole 50. Right. I need to do a photo shoot, matter of fact. By the end of the summer, I'm gonna have a photo shoot like this is 50. Because it has really been my intentional efforts to make decisions that support better and then optimal health, because I refuse to gain the 30 pounds back, to go from borderline to cross the line, to be on dialysis. I tell people I like to spend my money on what I like to spend my money on, and medication is not it. Going to the doctor for extra doctor visits is not it. And so you see this t-shirt, it says no flinch faith. And what that stands for is I decided to make a decision to stop flinching when it comes to my health.
Come on now.
And so at 50, I refuse to flinch. And at this point, now I'm supporting other people in recovering the recoverable.
Yes.
Because just because you turn 50, just because you turn 52 and 58 and 60, 2 months ago, and I shared with you during the month of February, my mom was taking off her diabetic medication, which she had been on for 20 some years.
Wow. Testify.
So
Yes.
when I say it's not too late, now you can be stubborn as a mule if you want to. However, if you want better health, if you want 50 to look this good and beyond, you can look now. I don't know if you're gonna look better than this, but you can work hard. And so, but it's just important for us to understand. Number one, it's not too late.
Never.
Do the one thing.
Do the one thing.
I started with the one thing.
Mhm.
The one thing that I knew when Dr. Smash told me I was borderline high cholesterol, I started eating oatmeal like it was going out of style. But that's all I knew.
Yeah.
And so I just invite you all to have fun with it. Like, have fun with the changes that you're making. As we're doing things, like Charles and I, he mentioned that I am in training. I'll graduate June the 23rd as a Food for Life instructor. So super excited about that. I will be having live cooking classes. We make cooking fun, dancing in the kitchen and educating, okay? We want to educate you so that you can and show you these demonstrations because again, we do not have an information problem. We have an implementation problem. And we want to walk with you across this state, across this nation, because I have virtual services. But when we're talking about our Food for Life classes, I want you to pull up and to learn because it's practical. I did a recipe the other day, plant-based, non-dairy macaroni and cheese. I grabbed my box of whole wheat pasta out of the Dollar General. Mm-hmm. Very affordable, right down the street from my house. I didn't have to drive 20 miles. Choosing this lifestyle can be affordable, and people say, I can't, that's too expensive. You know, I'll have to counter that. I'll have to counter
that's a myth.
That's a myth. Sure. I'll have to counter that. And so that's a conversation for another day. Yeah. But I'm very excited to be in this space, to share this space with Uncle Charles as a plant-based boss. And boss represents becoming a well soul every day. And that's by the daily decisions that we make that I continue to be a well soul every day. And I invite others to become a well soul every day as well.
So become a well soul every day. And future in great health today, every day, responsible self. Y'all, that's the boss and the fighters coming together to make a huge difference, not just in Mississippi, but across the land. Listen, you can always reach me at myhelpmymississippi.com or shoot me an email at charles@myhelpmymississippi.com. And again, you can always reach the boss one more time.
Yes, I would love for you to head over to my website and get on my email list. And that is www.reginalackking.com. I actually have a master class coming up July the 17th before my first Food for Life class. So you can get on that registration list. I'm going to break down what it looks like to recover the recoverable. My website again is www.reginalackking.com. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Doing Life Well with Regina, and pull up with me every Friday, 6 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, as well as on the YouTube channel in the Coaches Cafe.
And you can, again, reach me at myhelpmymississippi.com and sign up for my newsletter. And now you're going to know everything that we're doing. We're going to make a difference. Thank you all so much for being a part of My Help My Mississippi. And, Nisi, thank you for always bringing that here.
Yes,
Marcus, can we have that theme music, my friend?
Get that theme music, because we ready.
Thank you.
Hey.
We appreciate you all always tuning in to My Help
My Mississippi, the number one show on the radio. The future in great health today. Every day, responsible self. We're the fighters. We're fighting for our health.
Yes.
The future in great health today. Every day, responsible.